All right, let's take in some culture media magazines. You got Supernatural up there. I'm not going to waste my time looking up there for that. Everyday mindfulness, that's good practice for everybody. Oh, The Oldest Tree. They got a whole magazine about it, huh? The Matrix. What a horrible movie, that new Matrix movie. Now, the old Matrix movies, the original 1 and 2 and 3 weren't too bad. I like the first one a lot. Cults. Well, here you go. Gurus and grifters. You got Charles Manson, he's the cult leader, but there's many others. You got Bhagwan Rajneesh. You got, I don't know who that is. Cults, okay. Might be interesting. Retirement, I recommend you plan for retirement if you're not retired already. Ghost hunting, and Supernatural again. 100 people who changed the world, that's interesting. Women and weed, okay, women like weed. Spirituality and health, that might be a good magazine. The Science of Personality, well, we all have one of those, so that might be interesting. What do we got up here? The Bible stories? No, pass on that. Haunted places, Scream, come on. This is actually still a thing. People are still going to see these movies. Can't believe it, that's trash. There's 100 more people who changed the world. Did we just see that? Oh, that's the same one. Pop icons, okay, Lennon and McCartney, how they made their magic. That might be worth looking at. George Lucas up there. Bob Saget, he's got his own magazine because he died. He wasn't really that famous of a guy. I guess he was kind of sweet, cute baby face. Anne Frank, I mean, she's still got a magazine. She won't go away. The Diary at 75, still talking about her. Bruce Lee, he's still around. These are like people from the olden times. The West Side Story, the original West Side Story was great. The remake, not so much. Wasn't too impressed with the remake, but the original, classic. It's a Wonderful Life. I have that movie and I've never seen it. One of these days I'm gonna have to watch it. Spider-Man, he's got a whole magazine for him. Harry, who is Harry? I don't know who that is. Bob Dylan, he got a magazine. I like Bob Dylan. Might check that one out, but probably won't buy it. Ozark, what is that all about? I have no idea. Black films. Well, I like the blaxploitation films of the 70s. Coffee, you know, sweet badass song. Melvin Van Peebles. But you know, modern black films are good too. They're cool. Black people make good movies just like white people. Harry Potter, no thanks. Never watched any of those, never wanted to. They were just junk to me. Dead Sea Scrolls, kind of old and boring. Led Zeppelin, of course, classic band. Stephen King, I only liked a couple of his books and movies. I never read too many of his books. Look, Bob Saget's got another book. This guy really was not that popular. Why is he getting all these magazines? Memory, that's something that fades in time. You better watch out for your memory. Do what you can to keep it sharp. Sex and the City, that's old passe. I watched it all those years. I admit I enjoyed it. It was guilty pleasure, maybe you call it. Great photographs, okay. Lucille Ball, she was classic. I Love Lucy back in the day. And we get over here to Time magazine, Future of Work. Yeah, work. We're all slaves. These are kind of boring magazines. Not to dismiss the women, but these aren't my kind of magazines too much. Cooking magazines are not my thing, so I'm going to skip them. Puzzle magazines, not my thing. BTS, I don't know what that is. I keep seeing that here and there, but a pop group, I guess. I have no idea. Food magazines, again, more BTS. Can't get away from them. And more boring magazines. Here's one about faith. Yeah, faith's good, but I don't necessarily believe in all the way the Christian churches in America and the West preach it. I don't believe their view. Vampires. I had a fascination with vampires as a kid. Vampire movies. Read Bram Stoker's Dracula, of course. Here's the Wild Wild West. Got Buffalo Bill here. I went to his museum. There's Billy the Kid. He's famous. Custer. He was kind of stupid. He was last in his class at West Point, where I went. Jesse James. He was kind of a renegade, smart guy, but it caught up with him when Mr. Ford shot him. Annie Oakley, she was brilliant. And Sitting Bull, they got one Native American on there with all the white guys. Well, that's interesting. Another Cowboy and Indian magazine. Of course, they got to put John Wayne on the cover. John Wayne, he was kind of an asshole, really, if you want to know the truth. I mean, he was a racist. There you go, Easy Rider. I like her ink. She's pretty, of course, but I'm not really into the motorcycle thing too much, or fishing, never appealed to me. Car magazines don't appeal to me at all. Men's Health, I'm into health, but not the magazines necessarily. It's more Easy Riders. These are classic Easy Riders. And they always got to put a sexy, sultry babe on there with the machine, with the hardware. And we got Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. We've exhausted the culture media magazines. I don't think I'm going to buy any today, but it was fun looking at them.